Bargana, that is dug up by Danielson. Took Danielson back. Sprawling forward. That is blocked and roofed. Oh boy, Sergent and Naniseni.
Wow, watch this. Just really closed that off, and on the outside, Starr Sergent turning that ball back in. Sergent listed at 5'11", gives them good presence on that right side against the left side hitters for Kapolei.
Nice shot to Danielson. Carter goes out. Sergent is there. Over by Morocco, nothing doing. To the outside, and Sergent, that's off the high hands.
Have both.
Carter to the backside. Sergent, a bit quiet up until now. Sergent gets the first kill of the frame.
And she's a good right side, kind of a natural swing on that side, can go down the line. There you see just off of that outside arm.
Carter, the set goes out for Sergent from Bell. To the outside, Sergent. Nice to get that one over. It finally gets across towards Asbury. And then Sergent with a laser. That is
Carter backset across the gym. There's another one. And Sergent getting some good swings from that right side here.
And Sergent, time for cable. Here's Carter. Out it goes. Oh, right down the line by Sergent.
We saw Starr Sergent get one of these on a tight set earlier, and it was Doug on the other side. This time, nobody there. That's when you don't like to be in the right back. Transfiguration, nothing she can do there. Great swing by Starr Sergent.
Dug up by Alos. Sergent the opposite way. Good.
Sergent has been in charge. Nice job from that right side. They've gotten good offensive production. Remember, Sergent had that about 8-foot line kill. This time comes inside, gets in the seam and pushes that down. Not a lot of choices with that set, and still manages to get the kill. So the sophomore helping the offense for Mililani. Boy, how young is the firepower right now?
Crazy.
It's kind of carrying Mililani.
Morocco now into the front row. This goes to Sergent.
Taking a look first at the Mililani side.
Oh, yeah,
we're going to look at the Sergeant, Starr Sergent, right? We talked about maybe doing a clue intro here. The Sergeant doing it with the knife on the right side. She's fluid. She's got a great approach. Also very good control as she's slicing and dicing with that knife.
A good swing. That is reeled in there. Outside the Sergeant. Yep.
There's a knife, right? Sergeant with the knife on the right, slicing and dicing. Last year was primarily in her role as a blocker, taking a much more offensive tack as we go to the break.
Starr Sergent, Ashley Pollock, along with Katie Asbury. Three heavy swingers here.
You talk about the height in the front row. Sergeant, one of the better right side blockers, Asbury, Pollack, and then the service pressure that Hope Carter creates at the end line.
Good call. Sergeant.
See that big right side block from Naniseni and Starr Sergent. Pretty good pass from Kunihisa.
Goes from Lopetti. Sergent, yes. Carter meets her there. Check goes out for Sergent over the Sergent. Over the double block. Carter goes for Sergent. Dug up by Kunihisa. Doctor denied by Sergent. And Naniseni.
Just keeps on growing, keeps on getting better. If you take a look at the cover, you see this graceful player, but I'll tell you what, she will stuff you at the net as well.
And Sergent, Prius, and he's able to drive. So how's it up by Carter? There's a bump from Alos. Out there for Sergent.
That is an angle you will not see much in the state. Reaching high off the bump set. Great positioning there, Hope Carter, and then the reach and the teach. Pretty special thing.
Woo. A bit of some trouble there with Carter able to scrape that one up, and then Sergent off the deflection.
Showing you some separation as her ability to deal with the great sets, of course, but also the sets that maybe are a little bit off, a little bit high.
Towards Danielson. Sergent.
In the state.
Jumps it out for Sergent. Yes. Her years. And there is Starr Sergent. First kill tonight.
Starr Sergent, another one of those players like Phoebe Grace. You kind of see the trajectory from shy, maybe you can see the potential, and then all of a sudden taking those steps and developing the strength and the physicality, confidence that goes with it.
Carter, Sergent down the line, dug up by Delaney. Sato's gonna go out. This is Oliveira into the block of Asbury.
And that's as big a block as Mililani has. Sergent on the right side. You've got Asbury closing from the middle, forearms across. Not much space to work with there.
There's Sarah Wong, who's been pretty proud of herself, according to her, because she grew 2 inches from last year. Here's Carter. Alos on a bump set. Here's Sergent over the top right for Miller. Sergent to Danielson. Carter for Sergent. That's what called the net. Sergent gets it down.
Sergent just hits with a different trajectory. She gets up high, really good extension. When she turns it and gets a little creative, just don't expect the shots that she hits.
Swing there from Perry. There's Sergent. Most views she's had is around 800,000. Wow. Just tips this one over. Carter, right side. Still here. Sergent gets that one down.
In her first year on the varsity team last year, I think she might have got set 2 times per match. Really wasn't a big offensive weapon. She was more of the big blocker on the right side, and what an offensive force number 12 in white has turned into.
Sergent. Carter. Sergent. Got it. Sergent's got some captain DNA in her. Emerging as a bright star last year. And really like a seasoned pro now. Right to Miller. They go to Sergent. There for Kahuku. Carter will go out for Starr. Sergent.
There's Alos.
Carter. Sergent. Good.
That's a new twist. The pick out of the back row. I like that look. But at the end, Starr Sergent has really transformed into a star of this Mililani offense.
That's very slapped it right to Puao Sao. Niu over Grace for Cheyenne Tail. Pancake dig by Carter. What a cover there from Sergent. Right to Danielson. Carter. Sergent.